I was outside just playing with the dogs, petting them, and you can definitely tell they were very well taken care of because they were very, very friendly to humans. So you know that if a dog is friendly to humans, they've been treated well. Otherwise, they kind of retreat. It's what I'm not a dog owner, but that's kind of what I've read. When they're treated well, they approach you and they're very friendly to you. Alright, welcome back to another video. We are actually here in Fairbanks, Alaska, where right now it's outside is what, -10, something like that? Or at least this morning it was -15. And we just got back from an incredible excursion here in Fairbanks, or near Fairbanks. It was a dog mushing experience run by, what was it called?
Just Short of Magic.
Just Short of Magic. It's run by this fabulous lady. It's just run by like one lady. Her name is Eleanor, and she was great.
So it was a 2-hour tour. We got to meet the dogs and then hook them up to the sled. Our group of dogs, we took out 10 of them. And we got to hook up each one. So Alan did 5 and I did 5. And these dogs are very strong. When they're pulling you in the ice and snow, it's very easy to fall down. Thankfully, neither of us fell, but I did slip. So we initially started out both riding the sled. And then after a while, I got out and drove with Eleanor. Is that the correct word, drive? And then she offered to let me drive on my own. However, I wasn't super comfortable with that initially just because I didn't think I'd be able to hear her instructions. So I didn't do that. Alan got to drive on with Eleanor and then on his own. And then finally I was like, nah, okay, let me drive on my own. I'm glad I did that. It was really a gorgeous day, even though it was like -10. The sun was shining, it was a clear day. We were warm the entire time.
Right now, I do feel warm. However, I am not a fan of putting on a million layers of bulky clothing. This is a lot.
Yeah, make sure you definitely bring the right outdoor winter gear. So definitely mittens, make sure your jacket is really warm, make sure you layer appropriately. Hand warmers are fantastic. I'm actually holding a couple of hand warmers just in my hand right now. These are fantastic. You can get a whole bunch of these for like 20 bucks. Really, really good. You can put them in your shoes. Melissa, you put them in your shoes.
Yep, and my feet stayed warm.
And you actually get like rental equipment too, or not rental, but Eleanor has just a bunch of like boots and extra jackets and hats and gloves if you need them. You know, thankfully we were pretty well prepared, but we did wear a couple of her boots. I guess they're called like bunny boots is the term that they use here, but they were really warm. So.
Yeah, they're white, very bulky, but very warm.
Surprisingly not cold at all, like we thought with the wind and everything. So we did wear like a face mask.
That's like one of the greatest discoveries to come out of this mask, this 2-year mask mandate is I discovered that masks keep your face warm. Yeah. So we could have used a scarf or a buff or whatever to keep our faces cold, but the problem with those is they don't stay on your face. Like they always slip down. So I was like, well, let's just use a mask. And it worked really well.
Where are you guys visiting from? Texas? Oh, wow. Great.
So if you're worried about dog mushing tours, and if we've personally seen some other YouTube videos and they didn't have the greatest experience and they didn't think the dogs were treated very well, this is completely not that at all. These are Eleanor's dogs.
Personal dogs.
She runs this team. It's just her and her dog team. So I think she has like 19 or 20 dogs that she rotates out. And she was telling us that she has this whole spreadsheet in Excel of like how much the dogs run that day, and like this whole list, whether they're on the left or right, like what position they're running. So so our dog team had 10. And so how we got them set up is we set up the 2 leaders, Melissa had one, I had one, and we were actually doing most of the work. So she would teach you how to put their harness on. You put it over their head, put their collar through, and then put their little paws in, which is really cool. And then
their whole leg.
Yeah, their whole leg. And then you lead them and put them onto the line. And so yeah, very, very well taken care of. Like before Melissa was even outside, she was getting ready inside the little hut that you can get ready in. I was outside just playing with the dogs, petting them, and you can definitely tell they were very well taken care of because they were very, very friendly to humans. So you know that if a dog is friendly to humans, they've been treated well. Otherwise, they kind of retreat. It's what I'm not a dog owner, but that's kind of what I've read. When they're treated well, they approach you and they're very friendly to you, and which all of them were. So.
But it was a fantastic experience. It is pricey, but it is kind of a one-man operation. And Eleanor was telling us that every night she goes out with a snowmobile and grooms the trail, and the trail is pretty long.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think she was telling me that when I was riding with her, so maybe you didn't hear.
Mm-hmm.
And she grooms the trail for other people too. Other people use the trail besides her, other mushers. I thought that was very kind of her. I'm fine paying whatever it costs as long as I know the dogs are being treated well. And
I think total for us was around $400 or a little over $400.
It was over $400.
So not the cheapest experience, but definitely if you can do it, definitely pick one that is reputable, and we definitely would recommend Just Short of Magic. They were great. She was great.
Yeah, we loved it.
The whole operation was fantastic.
It was very peaceful. I was never scared that we were going too fast.
I was surprised how easy it was to drive the sled team.
So you stand on the back and there's a brake, a drag, and then
I forget exactly what it's called, but the side of
the rail
sled.
essentially. So for most of the time, one foot is on the rail. I forget what it's called, but basically the far side of the sled. And then one foot is on the drag, which controls the speed of the dogs. You press down on the drag or let up on the drag to control the dogs, but what you want to look for is that they're keeping tension in the whole line. You don't want them to lose tension because they can get
all tangled up, I guess.
Right, tangled up, which they did one time because Eleanor gave them the instruction to go left, but they went right. And when they finally heard it, they all jumped over to the left, like they jumped the trail to the left and got tangled. So we had to stop and she had to fix them. Yeah, the only way they know which trail to take is by listening to direction. So she'll either say left, right, or straight, but it's G, ha.
Yeah, G I think is right.
Right.
Ha is left. Yeah.
And then
I just remember those two,
okay.
Left and right.
Well, anyway, she didn't come up with those commands. That's
apparently
all mushers
use it.
That command for left and right. But yeah, overall, it was a fantastic experience. Highly recommend it. So if you're looking for a dog mushing experience, check out Just Short of Magic.
All right. See you next time. Oh yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what to do. All right, so we are about to head out on our Aurora Chasers tour, and it's about 10 o'clock. It's a little after 10 o'clock, and they're about to come pick us up. So hopefully, we'll be able to see some auroras tonight.
The forecast is already looking better than it did yesterday.
All right, let's do it.